In today's video, I built the ultimate gun safe that's honestly been in the works for like 4 years. We finally completed it. I can't wait to show you it. I'm going to show you every little thing that we did. And at the very end, I'll tell you kind of roundabout how much money we're in on this thing and how it's honestly probably cheaper than getting a normal gun safe. So let me talk about how we got here. Oh, hold up.
Hold up.
Like 2 feet, 2.5 feet.
2 feet more.
One last push. Okay.
Whoa!
We're good. It gives us about 4 or 5 inches. We're good. I remember we were pricing out a normal gun safe that would hold like 40, 50, 60 guns, and we were getting to like $10,000, $15,000 price range just for like a safe. And it just seemed absolutely crazy to me because we would outgrow it, you know, in no time. And then what do? Keep buying more $10,000 safes and putting them all end to end. What we did was we actually went to some other gunsmiths that we know, and we saw this trend of using shipping containers as gun safes. We bought this shipping container for like 2,500 bucks. It's what's known as a single trip. You can actually buy them like one of 3 ways. They have brand new, like never used shipping containers that bring a premium. They have single trippers, which is what this is. It's been on the ocean one time. And then you have the heavily used ones that like aren't ship worthy anymore. They're usually rusted. They've been banged up by forklifts. They're not great. The single tripper, usually they're in really good shape. They're not rusty, and they don't have all the dents from forklifts coming in and out. That's what we decided to do. I do a lot of electrical work by trade, so what we did was we sat down and figured, what's the cheapest way where we can build the ultimate gun safe with the skills that we currently have? How do we leverage those skills to try to save money? So Tony actually has a brother-in-law that does sheetrocking, framing, so we actually like bought him a gun to come help us out, and we framed all of this ourselves with aluminum framing, so there's actually no wood in these walls. It's all aluminum framework. He helped us do all of that. We actually had it spray foam insulated. We actually have outlets all over the top of the ceiling for whatever we may end up plugging in, and the outlet closer to the door is actually switched. So when we built our light rig, eventually I knew we'd have a light rig. It would be switched, so you could actually have a normal light switch without having to permanently wire in whatever lighting you ended up with. We ran power all along the bottom for dehumidifiers, lights, computers, whatever was going to end up going on in here. We have plenty of power, and it's all ran on the back of the unit on a dedicated breaker panel. And what's really cool about this unit is I designed it to where you can actually just bring an extension cord, plug it into your breaker panel, turn the breaker on, and you have all of your power. And no matter what, your power is always protected on that breaker and the main breaker that's feeding your extension cord, so it's like double protected.
You know what you're doing here?
I watched a YouTube video on it.
Right.
Should be all right.
Sometimes you gotta spit on it first. But
yeah. The hard part here was the sheetrock. So me and Tony don't know anything about hanging sheetrock, so again, we called on his brother-in-law, bought him another gun, and he helped us sheetrock the entire thing. The ceiling, the walls, even the doors are fully framed and sheetrocked. We floated it, which was quite a lot of work. We had our buddies come in, you know, we're buying everyone pizzas and having a lot of Modelo time and getting it done. I don't know how to float sheetrock, but now I know. So I've learned a lot building this thing. And once all of that was done, we put a pretty basic coat of flat black paint just in case whatever's going to come in the future. We decided to just stick with it. Once all that was said and done, we eventually got in contact with Hold Up Displays, and they actually offered us a pretty sweetheart deal to get these for almost nothing, so long as we installed them, showed you guys how to install them, and showed you the benefits of having something like this. And that was always the intention when we were going to build this thing is, you know, eventually we'd have to get all these guns off the floor on the wall somehow. What do? Do we build it out of wood? Do we buy displays? What do we do? This was like a pipe dream. We never thought anything like this would be possible. We thought it was just going to be shelves of guns.
all right, so the first thing we had to do was go through and separate all of the different lengths of slats because they're all going in different locations. Once we get everything kind of put up, we'll know how we're going to utilize it, but for now we're just getting all the slats up. Rodrigo and Jim are working hard on getting our studs located. This is gonna help us. It's probably not necessary to go this far, but for us, we want it to look perfect, so we're just gonna take the extra time to make sure that we're level and we're straight.
I'm so scared.
Look, they gave us a little tool.
See?
See? Hey. Cool. All right. There's a piece, right? There's a piece just floating around here. Oh, whack. Shorty on the right. Looks good. We did a lot of the work ourselves. I did all the electrical work. Us, along with our friends, did all the sheetrocking, all the painting and the floating. The only thing we paid anyone to do that wasn't like one of the homies was the spray insulators, the spray foaming guys. We paid them. That was very inexpensive because it's not a lot of wall space. The lighting, that's all Amazon. This is just honeycomb lighting from Amazon. What's cool is it's all individual sections and you can just piece it together. Like, it doesn't even have to look like this. You could have 2 solid straight runs of honeycombs. You can interconnect them. It's almost too much light because it's pretty bright in here. Behold, we have light.
Fuck, dude.
That's bright. Do you think that's enough light? Oh my God, you need sunglasses in here, dude. Whew. That's fucking bright.
Dude.
So you'll notice it's just plugged in and that outlet is switched by the light here. It's the only one that's switched. We always knew there would be a light rig, and to basically leave the options open for ourselves, why hardwire it when we can just switch an outlet and then buy any kind of light we wanted? It just needs to plug in there and we're switched. Man, AK guys are weird. People that are into comm block stuff, we're just different. We spend a lot of money on guns that seem like they shouldn't cost that much, but they do. So we figured it'd be really cool to show some of the stuff that had like the prettiest steel and wood and some of the rarest mags that we had on the back wall. So we built it all out and we've interlinked all of these sections, which is what they're designed to do. And they, once interlinked, they're extremely strong and robust. We have some very heavy guns on this wall. Everything from the evolution of the Draco, all 3 barrel links, all on display with these really cool like triple gun setups that actually stagger them and push them out of the wall. Makes it a little bit more 3-dimensional. That's super cool. And then moving into the center, we have just all the cool, pretty wood stuff. A really nice Egyptian Mahdi. While the stock's folded, we can actually get it a little bit closer to some other displays, and these little dual hook displays can actually twist. So you'll notice this one's kind of cantilevered. So you can actually twist and have the gun pointed in any direction you want, and you'll really see that down here on this PPSH. It's the same double hook setup, twisted and torqued a little bit, where we could actually use this spot that's very difficult to fill with a really cool gun, just oriented differently. Some beautiful Russian SKSs. We have an SVT-40, probably one of the rarest guns on this wall. Dual Klobs, which really highlight the hold-up display logo, which the orange really looks good against all this bakelite and wood. Here's some 3 heavy boys, a Yugo PKM, a Romanian RPK, and a Yugo RPK. These are very heavy guns, all using the big, robust single hook mounts. This wall is holding them perfectly fine, and it will take a hell of a lot more weight as far as I can tell. Now here's what's really gonna make you cringe about AK guys. This mag right here, that one mag's probably worth about 500 bucks. And we've got a few of them. Don't ask, that's just what it's worth. But if you're gonna have something that cool and rare and collectible, what am I gonna do? Like let it sit on a shelf in the dark in my closet and can't flex on any of the pores? Nah, dude. That same dual hook is great for us AK guys. We kind of like collecting mags, so it's a really cool way to display that mag. Really pretty bakelite mag here below it, 545 RPK mag. This mag's super special. This is a plum ribbed Molot 545 RPK mag. Very hard to find, so of course, you kind of want to flex that stuff. And it's also using a dual hook that we could hold a rifle up or hold a mag up. And just for like holding bulk mags, we have a metric ton of these in here. So you'll see this mag coupler here can actually hold everything from like pistol mags, AR mags, doesn't matter. All you do is just move this little piece at different depths. And we've actually got 4 really pretty 545 mags here. We've got some Bulgarian stuff, a plum, a really nice East German bake. 4 mags per coupler seems to fit really well. They display, and what's really cool is if you mount it near the gun that takes it, you never are too far away from taking the gun off the wall to go to the range, and you've got your mags ready to go right next to it. If you really want to see some nerd stuff, we've also got just memorabilia. Now we're still kind of decorating this, but we have everything from surplus Russian gas masks, some rubles, some old Lenin propaganda, and of course an old Ushanka. And then if you look over here, we've got some really nerdy stuff. This is what would have been used to take food up to Russian space stations. So this literally would have held food. You have the belts in it, so once the lid is off, gravity won't allow the food to go around the shuttle. This would have been flown to outer space on a Russian Soyuz rocket. This one was full of like Japanese food and sashimi and rice rolls, all kinds of cool stuff. And they would have eaten all the food out of it, collapsed it in on itself, and then it would have looked like this. Collapsed down to something this paper thin, and it would have been brought back to Earth on an American shuttle. And what's really cool is we even have the drawing. This one's dated back to 1994. Of course, we just, printed this out, but we have the actual drawing for it. So has nothing to do with guns, but we're nerds. So why not have it in the vault showing all the other nerd stuff? So that's pretty cool. We decided to build our sidewalls really to hold bulk and not so much to display the firearms like the back wall. So what we did was we actually ran 3 tracks of the hold-up displays. I've never really seen anyone do it this way. I've only ever seen them linked. So we added a bit more reinforcements, a bit more screws here and there, because they really are intended to couple together to add strength when they're all screwed into your beams and your stud supports. But what we did, we have so many like other guns, and we're always bringing guns in for prizes and KB. Like we need, like one time a year, we just have a bunch of guns and we don't know what to do with them. So this is for bulk. So we have 2 here mounted at a level that it can hold everything from 16 inches up to like 20 something inch RPKs. And then underneath, you'll see we have a full rack of our mag holders so that we can start storing mags for the guns that they go with. We have boxes of mags, and we're always like digging through the box trying to find the mag that we need for the gun. Now we'll just store them right there. So when we bring a gun to the range for demo, or we're taking it to one of our events or whatever, the mag's right there. So now let me show you what we do for short guns. So then you'll notice where we actually have our rifle section drop down, almost a foot to get into our shorty section. And it's virtually the same way. We have a single run of hold-ups on the bottom and on top. The bottom we've double reinforced since it's not locked into other ones. I'm not even sure if it's the recommended way to do it, but we thought it looked cool. So these hold all of our little shorty boys. And I gotta tell you, dude, for years we've been building this safe, and we would have all these guns on the floor. Now that we have everything up on the wall, I can't tell you the ease, man. It's not even like a normal gun safe. We all have regular gun safes at the house that we outgrow pretty quick, and guns just you end up taking like all the dividers out and all the little hook ends, and it just becomes an open cavity, and your guns just cram in there. I know that's how my gun safe is. So being able to just walk in here and have all the space for activities and just tip a gun off instantly and take a look at it and not have to move the 5 guns ahead of it is such an amazing thing. I could really get used to this, and we're really getting used to having such easy access to our guns and then all the demo guns that we get in. So man, it's just been great. So how do we keep everything from rusting? We use these. It's made by a company called Damp Rid. It's literally just this little apparatus that you keep adding dehumidifying sand to, and you see all the moisture. It's actually not full, but I'll come in here in like a month and this will be full of water. It pulls a ton of moisture out of here, and that's how we keep everything from rusting. So from 2019, that's when we actually bought this thing. We had it shoved in our shop. If I have the footage, I'll try to find that and put it in. To now, it is November of 2024. We finished this right at the end of October. That's how long it took. That was, honestly, if you added up all the weekends that we worked on it, man, I'd say maybe like 6-7 weekends total. That's with like 3 or 4 dudes. eating pizza, drinking beer, kind of picking away at it. That's all it took. If you just wanted to take on a project like this and you had just a month to work on it, it wouldn't be that bad. It just took us a little bit longer because time was an issue. But honestly, dude, so worth it. This thing's mobile. It can always be picked up out of this shop and brought to another shop. The power is set up to be easily disconnected. You literally just unplug it. You don't have to take the wires off or do anything crazy. It's totally sealed. Moving it's easy. So if we outgrow this shop and move to another shop, this just comes with us. Not too bad at all. It's already moved once. This thing's already been like basically finished, put on a flatbed, driven, dropped off here, and everything survived. It was all just fine. So we've already tested that theory once and it performed beautifully. You know, all in all, when it's all said and done, those original gun safes that we were looking at that were gonna cost us like 15 grand would hold maybe that and a few more guns. I mean, this stuff takes up a ton of space in a normal gun safe. Now it's just one wall and I could cram 2 or 3 more guns on that wall. You know, all in all, we are probably in this thing 15 grand maybe.
I would say you're probably somewhere in the ballpark of about 3 to 4 grand for the container plus delivery.
Sure.
The sheetrock, the insulation, the studs, let's say you're doing it yourself. What do you think? Probably another 2 grand?
If you do a lot of the work yourself.
If you're a handy man and you say, I'm building one of these fucking things myself. So that puts you somewhere around, let's say 5, 6 grand. And that's your like starting canvas right there. So the lights will run you about $200 to $300. The racking for your displays and all type of stuff is, depending on how crazy you want to go on your budget, somewhere between like 3 to 10 grand. If you want all the accessories and you got 100 plus guns that you're putting up on the walls, so. But you end up with something that will probably be the only thing you'll have to buy. This will probably be the only thing that we'll need.
So thanks to Hold Up Displays, we have the ultimate gun safe. I don't think it gets much better than this, and we're barely using all of it. We can honestly cram a lot more in here. I want to thank everyone that brought guns to the shop today to help us fill these shelves for this video. We don't have that many yet, but we're getting there. So thank you all for watching, and go check out Hold Up Displays on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube and on their website. If you want a wall like that in your own garage or in your own house, that was not difficult to install, and it's just awesome, dude. Who wants to own all this stuff and not show it to people, Anyway, thanks everyone for watching, and we'll definitely see you next time.
It's really important that we have everything level and straight, and so big shout out to Rodrigo and Jim who came in today.
Wait!
Hey, vato!
H-Town Werewolf, you gotta follow on Instagram.
This definitely is very reminiscent of Resident Evil to me. And I think Rodrigo was saying that too, the room with the lasers,
Yes.
right? To me, this feels very movie-like. This is definitely a movie vault, for sure.